Hello, my name is Nicolas Polimenakos. I work behind the scenes here at NORWAC. Today I'm with Nick Lasky. How are you, Nick?
Wonderful. Happy to be here.
Yeah, good to see you. We're talking about the Northwest Astrological Conference that's going to happen from May 22nd to the 26th outside of Seattle. It is sold out in person, which is amazing. But it is a hybrid conference, which means anybody, anywhere in the world can participate and watch online. If you're interested, you want to know the information behind this, whether it's the pricing, the schedule, the lecture topics, the speaker lineup, you can go to norwac.net. And you can hit the tabs on the top or on mobile. On the right hand side, you'll see the three lines, and you can hit that there. Nick, you're one of the speakers this year at NORWAC. It's first time NORWAC speaking?
Yeah, first time speaking in NORWAC. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm glad you're doing that. I think I've met you through the conference actually over the years from you being there and attending. So,
This will probably be my, I think, eighth NORWAC.
yeah, sweet. I think it's going to be my 15th in a row, 16 or something like that. It's pretty wild, but yeah, we've met there and amazing lecture topic that you're doing here on Sunday, May 25th at 1:45 p.m. I'll say the title and we can speak on this a little bit. It's called Where Astrology Ends, Tarot Begins.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that, Nick.
Yeah, so in my metaphysical upbringing, so to speak,
Mhm.
I learned actually tarot first and then astrology, but really they've become these divinatory tools that I started learning and practicing with at the same time. And so many people that become, experts are very focused in one particular category. They, for me, just became, useful tools that in one moment I'll pull to this one, and the other moment I'll pull to this one. And so I've really, in doing thousands and thousands of different readings, have come to, I feel like, really fine tune where astrology has little blind spots.
Mhm.
Tarot can fill in the gaps. And where tarot has little blind spots, astrology can fill in the gaps. And so there's very specific questions, that people come for, for readings. And when you have a total package like these two, and I would say other divinatory skills like runes or pendulum or other things that you can incorporate into your practice, especially as astrologers, it becomes a very comprehensive toolkit that you have that you then you're really equipped to answer any kind of question that comes up. And of course, the deeper you dive into the esoteric studies of both of these systems, you see how actually really woven together they are in interesting ways and they can really support each other. And so I love both of these systems equally.
Yeah, no, nice. And I love the combination. And I think too, in the esoteric world, the occult worlds, whatever, been re-branching. These bridges have been coming back to re-branch things, especially with like astrology and tarot. And then, now I think it's very common that astrologers also pull cards, pull tarot cards, and vice versa, and then learning about the history and the art behind both. And I really like your intention of what you're doing at the lecture of like how they fill in these blind spots that you're talking about. So, again, that your lecture is happening on the 25th, Sunday. And for those who are thinking about you know, jumping in online and watching this, there's several ways of doing this. You can purchase the whole weekend that goes Friday to Sunday. You can purchase by the day if you wanted to. Let's say if you just wanted to purchase Sunday and you wanted to see what Nick's talking about here with tarot and astrology, you could do that. There's pre and post conference lectures. All of that stuff is on the norwac.net website. You can do the whole thing, or you could figure out what's good for you. There's other things that are happening besides the lectures online, and one of these things are Q&As that happen in between the lecture slots. And Nick, you're going to be part of a Q&A that's happening on Sunday at 5 p.m. You're going to be in a Q&A with yourself, Jason Hawley,
Mhm.
Gemini Brett, Gigi Corvo, and Celeste Brooks. Samantha, one of our facilitators online, is going to be doing that. What happens is people are online watching, ask questions, sometimes come on the screen, and the conversation happens with kind of an improvisational conversation happens with the speakers involved. So, Nick, you're going to be on the Sunday here.
Wonderful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I've known you for a little bit here. I always think you have interesting your thoughts and your ideas and opinions that come across, and the history of your study. I always found fascinating with you. And if I'm correct by saying you have some history dealing with planetary work,
Yeah.
etc. Can you tell us a little bit about it? I'm just curious. Like,
Yeah. Well, planetary work, I'm definitely into astrological magic.
mhm,
I freshly come from Greece, and so I'm deeply in love also with the mythologies and bringing the mythologies to life and how they, intersect both with our psychology, but we can really ground them down through magical practices.
mhm,
Um, and yeah, I'm super excited about this lecture. I mean, the Q&A, because one of the things that I've always really appreciated, I feel like I was really steered and grew up in my astrological community with NORWAC. NORWAC was my first
mhm.
conference, and there's really a family vibe. And so even in the online version, it's that feeling of being of interactivity, and connection with the speakers and everyone that's in the community. It's a really, really cool atmosphere that NORAD creates. So props to y'all.
Yeah, no, it's great. And it's always in flux and growing of how it's done, the hybrid model. I mean, besides the lectures, if someone's watching a lecture and they're online, they can actually, ask a question and there's a room monitor in the lecture room that will facilitate the question to the speaker. There's stuff like that. There's live captioning. It's there. That there these Q&As. There's also these breakout rooms in between the lectures, like before the conference starts, during and after, and even Saturday night, where everybody's being very social and they have their own version of an online party. I hop in and out. Samantha's facilitating there. Laura, who runs the conference, just try to, the vibe to create the space for that certain type of interaction that feels like family that you mentioned, Nick, and how that transfer from in person to online and vice versa. I even know people, Nick, last year who are attending in person, but you can get fried. I mean, you could be running around
Oh,
and
yeah.
get tired. They'll go up to the room like, I'm gonna take a break, and they'll actually log in and watch a lecture while they're resting up at the hotel.
It's the people with all the 12th house planets doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely, go do that rehab for an hour and 15 minutes,
Yeah.
rest those feet. So yeah, totally. So if anyone is interested, if you want to know more about the conference, you can go to norwac.net. All the info is sitting there, the registration info, etc. Again, sometimes people buy the whole weekend. Sometimes people just purchase a pre or post conference lecture that they want to do. The other great thing about this is if you do it, you also get 2 weeks afterwards. If you purchase the conference from the weekend, you have 2 weeks from the end of the conference to watch every single lecture that you couldn't see live. And so that's the other big perk about all this. Nick,
That is amazing.
yeah, no, it's good. And so you just don't overload,
Yeah.
depending on where your Mercury is and how it's aspected. So, uh, Nick, it's going to be good to see you here soon in a couple of weeks. And
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
All
Thank
right.
you, Nicholas.
Bye, everyone.